Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to Madam Adila. My name is Siti Lela Rabia binti Abdul Kadir, and I will be the first presenter that will going to present our group project that entitled of Malaysian perceptions towards locally manufactured soft drink and how halal standards are applied by the manufacturer. Before we get started, I will go through the content of our presentation, which is the first will be the introductions, second is problem statement, third is objective of the study, fourth is literature review, five is methodology, six findings and discussions, and the last one will be the conclusions and recommendations. So I'll start with the introductions. The increased demand towards carbonated drink has come to a result where Malaysians trying their luck in producing one. In 2015, there are more than 35 manufacturers who produce carbonated drinks with variety of flavor. This has been mentioned by the Star News in 2015. Which result after the increased demand, Malaysia has ranked as the 28th in the world in consuming of carbonated drinks, where 20% of Malaysians spend their money on these drinks 7 to 8 times a month, while less than 6% consume it once a week. This shows that carbonated drinks have become a commodity in the society and people can have it wherever they want. An increasing number of consumers of carbonated drinks have made local entrepreneurs come with this idea of making their own brands of soft drinks. These local manufacturers have become better with recipes and in fulfilling the demand of their consumers. However, we would like to see on how these local consumers applying this standard of safety and cleanliness, and also do they reach the halal standard in producing of their local brand. In order to investigate on that, our group has chosen one of the local manufacturer of carbonated drinks in Seremban, which the company given name as Air Gas Stations. So next, I will talk about the problem statement, which is there are 7 of it. The first one is Malaysian has come to the perceptions that local brand of carbonated drinks is not comparable with the international one in terms of quality, taste, and popularity of it. The local brand quite hard to find, as some of them are produced one other. This make that the local brand are far away behind the back, since there are not much support and the product to be more commercialized. The consumers won't even know the productions of those international brands they like when they just judging by looking at the criteria mentioned above. This is where when the consumer just perceive that the international brand to be as good as what they want, but they did not think that how are the productions of the drinks, whereby our local itself have produced a better quality but didn't get that much attention from the local consumers. Next is the consumers do not care much in reading the ingredients because they are just depending on the packaging informations. These are the problems that arise towards consumers nowadays, where they just consume by looking at the outside, but they did not search or find the informations regard to the product itself. And also parents who did not play the role in looking into their children's consumptions of drinks, because as we know, some of the local convenience shop such as 7-Eleven or Orange, some of them are displaying the non-halal drinks together with the halal drinks, and for children who did not know anything, this could lead to a confusing, which is they thought that these drinks can be consumed and also did not contain alcoholic substances. And the last one is, how well do Malaysians know about the safety, cleanliness, and halal standards toward carbonated drink that they consume? As if we know that international brands such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Fanta, the production of them is it's quite not being spread by themselves, as we know that Coca-Cola as well have their private vault that they put the recipe of the Coke itself. So from this, we as a consumer did not know what did they put. Probably in the ingredients sections, ingredients informations and the labeling, it just said that sugar and everything, but there probably something else that they put, but they did not mention it at the ingredients packaging. So from that, they are not aware towards how the productions of the carbonated drinks.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Danis bin Hakim from HM2405AB 2019725453. I will explain the objective of the study. In the case of a Muslim customer, halal food and drinks implies that the goods conform to the criteria laid down in Sharia law. And in the case of a non-Muslim customer, the items are a sign of health, consistency and protection while manufactured. Therefore, consumers nowadays are so much concerned and always be aware of what they eat, drink and use. It is included for the local brands such as Air Gas Station, where we choose to interview about their awareness of halal law and standard operating procedures (SOP). The awareness of the Muslim and non-Muslim manufacturer describes their perception and cognitive reaction to produce products or foods in the market, including local brands. As such, their awareness is an internal state or a visceral feeling by way of sensory perception towards the products, food they use or consume. Given the significant role of awareness about halal in the life of Muslim and their obligation to be Sharia compliant, this study will address the determinant and identify the sources of awareness of Muslim consumers in halal product or foods. It is argued that many things can lead to awareness of halal product or food. Unfortunately, most of the previous studies only focus on halal certification logo.
The literature review. Air Gas Station is one of the local soft drink brands in Malaysia that was owned by Puan Raziza binti Arshad. Even just a local brand, Puan Raziza still prioritized the usage of halal and applied the importance of halal concept in producing the beverages. A literature review shows that what has been applied by the owner into the procedure of producing the product. The trade description order, the terms halal, guaranteed halal, or Muslim food, or any other terms that may be used to indicate or may be understood as meaning to indicate as presumable to be consumed by Muslim and allowed in their religion for the referred food to be consumed. In producing products that targeting a local market, producer and manufacturer must apply Sharia, which is the Islamic law in producing food, which is the law in accordance with the Shafi'i school of thought, decreed by the King of Malaysia, imposed by or decreed by the royal head of state in any state in wilayah persekutuan and implemented in that state. Incorporating halal certification and labels is an effective means of communicating with consumers to make it easier for the consumers to choose halal foods more easily. According to the Department of Islamic Development Malaysia, JAKIM, Malaysia Halal Certificate (MHC) is a fatwa which, according to the Foreign Halal Certification Body (FHCB), declaring the legitimacy of a product in accordance with the Islamic law. The halal certificate is a condition of obtaining the approval of the halal label on the product packaging by the appropriate government agency. For manufacturers wishing to obtain JAKIM halal certification, they must register for halal certification and meet halal certification requirement. This is the study of the perception of local soft drink brand by Malaysian and the awareness towards halal applied in the manufacturer. In order to assess the Malaysian perception and awareness towards the soft drink brand, the experiment was designed to collect information regarding Malaysian perception towards locally manufactured soft drinks. Primary data. Interview was conducted with the owner directly in the purpose to gather more information regarding the manufacturing and how the owner applied the halal concept in producing the products. For the secondary data collection, citizens aged range from 13 to 50 from all states in Malaysia were invited to answer few questions. There are huge differences where most citizens prefer to consume non-carbonated drinks rather than the carbonated drinks. Nevertheless, there is no divergence in citizens' preferable on local and international brand of carbonated drinks. However, to verify this assumption, analysis of the preference carbonated brand were conducted using the Google Form survey. The research design adopted for this study is cross-sectional survey methods. The cross-sectional survey method is adopted because it involves data collected at a defined time. When looking at the whole population, the data structures created by the survey method allows the researchers to know more about the target population as a whole. Thus, this research design incorporates choice of population, the research instrument, methods of data collection and analysis. Primary data and secondary data were the main sources of data for the study. The study made use of questionnaire and interview as instruments of primary and secondary data collection. The questionnaire was structured into two main sections. The first section focused on demographic characteristics, in example, age, gender, and state of the respondents. It also included the respondents' preference in either choosing carbonated or non-carbonated drinks. If respondents choose carbonated drinks, they can proceed to the second section. The second section focused on the questions relating to the customer awareness and preference towards local and international brand of the carbonated drinks. Thus, a total of 129 respondents have answered the survey out of it, and out of it, only 26.4% prefer to consume carbonated drinks. There are 7 questions in total, was employed to distinguish the respondents' preference and knowledge as expressed in the questionnaire. This enabled the researcher to know the respondents' preference in prefer local or international brand. This method of questionnaire design enables researchers to ask respondents on how their awareness towards the existence of local carbonated drinks brand. It also has the advantage in that it enables numerical value to be assigned to cases for easy quantitative analysis.
Hello to Madam Adila. My name is Zara Bachita Benjamin, student ID 2019341431 from HN2405AB. I will be presenting about the findings and discussion for our gas station. So, our title is How Do Malaysians Perceive Locally Manufactured Carbonated Drinks? So, when it comes to local brands, people usually only know the popular ones like Pepsi and F&N. This is because of their wide availability in which a lot of places sell them, like grocery stores and gas stations. Most people do not consume soft drinks regularly, and they choose their favorite brands based on the taste. For this study, all the information we got for this study is from Google Form survey or questionnaire, and also interview with the company's owner via WhatsApp video call. The company's owner is named Mrs. Nur Aziza binti Arshad. From the brief interview, we found out a lot about the company and its manufacturing process. And to our understanding, the company was formerly owned by another person, and then the current owner had taken over since February 2020. All related certifications like SSM certificate and Halal certificate are already registered by the company. Thus, it is safe to say that the consumption of drinks made by our gas station is safe as it has proven to adhere to the rules and regulations set by the above-mentioned organization. In the survey, there are some people who voted that they like to drink Arigas station drinks. As the drink is only based in Seremban, Arigas has not yet garnered enough popularity and recognition from a lot of people. And this is a shame because the product has a good quality, like the other locally made carbonated drinks. And moreover, our gas station also prioritize the halal standards when they manufacture the drinks in their premise. Now we will talk about how the carbonated drink is manufactured. So we will look at a video. First, the water pump is turned on. Two kinds of water pump is turned on. This is the second one. And then this is the third step. The gas tank is turned on. A little bit of water is flowed out so that the top part of the gas tank does not freeze. The fourth step is putting the water pipe into the freezer, which has been filled with water so that the water can be sucked via the pipe. The water flowing from all the pipes in the premise has been properly filtered, as shown in the video where there are a lot of filters. Then this is the time to make the drink. First, filling up the bottle with the desired flavor. It has to be in the correct measurement. Depending on whether the customer requested for a carbonated drink or non-carbonated drink, different types of pipe is used to make the beverages. For carbonated drink like this one, the pipe will have cold water flowing from it. So this is cold filtered water flowing from the pipe into the bottle. And also for non-carbonated drink, the pipe will have room temperature water flowing from it. The total time to make one flavor concentrate is 3 to 4 hours. So this is the finished product. Just a nice bottle of carbonated drink. Next is discussion. As we can see from the stages of process in the video, no alcohol or toxic substances was used or added to the drink. According to halal standards, halal drinks are those that do not cause intoxication and do not contain toxic, poisonous, or hazardous substances. This means that if a drink is halal, it will not make someone be intoxicated or drunk, or it will not harm the person who drinks that beverage. Aside from that, our gas station's premise is also very clean and organized. All parts of the premise and equipment are kept very organized and is routinely cleaned after every use. Besides that, all the staff are also ensured to have good hygiene practices. They have to wear the right dressing and practice good personal hygiene whenever possible. This is so that the risk of human contamination can be as minimal as possible. Next, when it comes to packaging, the process is very simple. For the 340 ml bottles or the bigger bottles, the sticker is put around the bottle first and then filled with the flavored drink, like in the video shown before this. These bottles are then sold at the shop, or sometimes customers may even book them in bulk for special events. Other than that, customers can also run the drinks by gallons. Our gas station has three types of gallons, which are 10-liter gallons, 20-liter gallons, and 30-liter gallons. When not in use, these equipment and containers are stored in a dry storage area. So, this is another proof that the hygiene is prioritized by the company. From everything that has been discussed above, we can conclude that our gas stations' carbonated drinks are safe for consumption. Moreover, this is proven by the fact that the people who have bought our gas station's products have thankfully not have had any bad symptoms. In fact, they have become regulars and always come back to the store to brand gallons of flavored drinks for special events like weddings and birthdays.
Next, conclusion and recommendation. In conclusion, we have learned that because Muslims are the fastest growing customers in the world as well as the halal market segment, every organization that does not know how to service them lose a major opportunity for their business to expand from top to bottom. We are interested in selecting our gas station company because the manufacturer of this business is a Muslim history and a small brand to contend with a multinational corporation selling the same product like carbonated drinks such as Pepsi, F&N, Coca-Cola and several others. This company has already also been approved by Halal and HACCP. Therefore, we agree to learn either a Muslim who either knows or does not know how the halal law to generate food or drink. As we research, this business is compliant with all the halal law and procedures for the manufacture of the product. The product used to manufacture the beverages are all halal approved. Furthermore, the packaging to maintain the commodity safe and obey the standard operating procedure SOP, where they put their commodity 20 cm above the surface. Deciding to represent the Muslim customer will rely on how convenient it is for the business to meet the segment and the demand and the expense of doing so. While there are international, social and financial traits to recognize, the benefits are too big to overshadow the dangers. We have also discovered that every Islamic nation has its own values and halal norms which allow companies to carefully research their Islamic target markets. The recommendation that I could give for local carbonated drinks products marketing, which is LG gas station, and attract the customer to choose local brand rather than other big companies are: first, price competitively. Larger companies often win customers simply by virtue of being cheaper. As a small business, this means our gas station must remain aware of the going rates for the products they're providing and price the items either at the point or below. They can do this pricing comparison online usually, since many brands now put their price on their website for customer to see. Next, verify that all the raw material used to make the commodity are halal approved. In order to prevent problems with halal specification, the commodity will also be halal approved in the home country of the manufacturer. Use technology tools. Today's local brands have the advantage of operating in an era where technology can make even a local brands like Air Gas Station seems popular. Cloud tools like accounting software, CRM application, and business intelligence platform can give an entrepreneur easy oversight of each aspect of this operation. Establish an efficient distribution network to increase consumer penetration. Advertising is the key to marketing, and this depends upon whether a particular market is comprehensive Muslim majority or it is a mixed community. If it's a mixed community, label the product as halal and emphasize more on quality and hygienic nature of halal product. Build consumer satisfaction by creating confidence, controlling service, controlling customer relationship. Last but not least, partner up. One way for small local business to compete is to join forces. Two businesses located close to each other could team up for promotion that pulls customers into both places at once, or they could work together to pay for something they might have been able to afford separately.